Oh my God. Is this one of the biggest acts of sheer stupidity, idiocy, and unbelievably terrible use of public money you've heard by any government in a long, long, long time? So the SNP, the Scottish Nationalist Party in Scotland, have finally come clean and admitted to the fact that they cut down 16 million trees. You heard that right, 16 million trees, an entire forest's worth, to make space for and cater for the building of solar panels. They needed flat ground, and so they cut down 16 million trees to enable them to build solar panels. How is that green? How is that renewable? How is that good for the environment? It makes zero sense whatsoever. Leaving aside what it does purely from an ecological point of view in terms of birds and insects and plant life and growth, generally speaking, trees are the best, apart from the oceans, one of the biggest and best absorbers of CO2, carbon dioxide, on the entire planet. So chopping them down makes what they are describing as, and which not many of us believe, the climate crisis worse, because you're taking away 16 million CO2 absorbing organic trees and replacing them with solar panels, which require a shitload of energy to build, a shitload of energy and work and labour to install, a whole hell of a load of money, and which generate heat and completely destroy biodiversity, birds, plant life, insect life, etc., etc. It's stupidity on an absolutely astronomical scale. Is there anyone out there that thinks that's a good idea? Is there anyone within the SNP actually that thought it was a good idea, or did they just go along with it because it's the thing that we're doing at the moment? It's all about green and renewables. Morons, morons, morons. It's ridiculous. 16 million trees.
Okay, can you tell me why they're spending so much money to try and block out the sun? Is it really about climate change? And what's the deal with chemtrails?
It's not really about climate change. That's the story they use to justify it. The truth is, the sun is doing something they can't control. It's sending waves of energy, solar flares, light codes that are waking people up, activating DNA, breaking illusions, and when people start to really wake up, the systems built on control, fear, and manipulation start to crack. So they spray the skies. They talk about blocking sunlight to cool the planet. But it's not just about temperature. It's about dimming the frequencies that help people remember who they are. Chemtrails aren't just vapor. They're loaded with particles that reflect light and mess with energetic flow. They dull the connection between humans and source, between Earth and her grid. They say it's for protection, but they never say who they're protecting, because it's not you.
Who are they protecting?
They're protecting the system, the power structures built on hierarchy, control, and disconnection. The ones who've shaped history, rewritten truth, and fed off fear for generations. They know that when people reconnect to source, when they feel the sun, the earth, their own soul, those structures collapse. People stop obeying, stop consuming, start remembering. So they protect the illusion, the veil, the matrix, because once too many people see through it, it's game over for them.
Who is they and who is them?
They and them aren't just one group, it's layers. At the top are ancient bloodlines and elite families that have controlled wealth, land, and influence for centuries. Hidden hands behind governments, corporations, and media. They pass power down quietly behind the scenes while making it look like democracy or progress on the surface. Then there are secret societies, some of them keepers of real knowledge, others twisted it for control. They understood vibration, sacred geometry, the sun, the stars, but instead of sharing it, they hid it. And above that, some say it's non-human entities, energies or beings that don't operate the way we do. Not all physical, some are parasitic in nature, feeding off low vibrations like fear, division, and chaos. But not all of them are evil. Some were just born into it. Some believe they're doing the right thing. The real enemy isn't a person, it's the distortion that's infected the system. And the only way to break it is to see it clearly and refuse to feed it.
Well, let me know what you think about this then. Have you ever wondered what that famous German leader was talking about in all those speeches? I know I have. Well, here it is. Let me know what you think.
In connection with the Jewish question, I have this to say. For hundreds of years, Germany was good enough to receive these elements, although they possessed nothing except infectious political and physical diseases. What they possess today, they have by a very large extent gained at the cost of the less astute German nation by the most reprehensible manipulations. Today, we are merely paying this people what it deserves. We ask to be spared all sentimental talk. The German nation does not wish its interests to be determined and controlled by any foreign nation, France to the French, England to the English, America to the Americans, and Germany to the Germans. We are resolved to prevent the settlement in our country of a strange people which was capable of snatching for itself all the leading positions in the land, and to oust it, for it is our will to educate our own nation for these leading positions. We have hundreds of thousands of very intelligent children of peasants and of the working classes. We shall have them educated. In fact, we have already begun, and we wish that one day they, and not the representatives of an alien race, may hold the leading positions in the state together with our educated classes. Above all, German culture, as its name alone shows, is German and not Jewish, and therefore its management and care will be entrusted to members of our own nation.
Wow. Well, what do you think about that?
So I just wanted to bring you here to show you.
Who are you? Sorry.
I've just been let in by these guys. This is a solar panel farm that's being put up in the West Country. Look at this field down here that they're completely ripping up in order to...
You can't be on here. No.
Thank you. Don't push me down. You can't touch me.
You can't be on here.
I just walked in.
You can't be on
They're
here.
completely destroying the valley to put solar panels up. And these solar panels are going... They're just ripping up entire areas of our countryside. And let me show you as well the plastic packaging that these guys have. So I don't know why you're getting across with me. It's you that's ripping up my countryside. Please don't discuss with me, thank you. So the plastic packaging that goes around all of this stuff, none of this can be recycled, obviously, but it's so green, it's so good for the environment, I'm sure. And I'm sure local people didn't want this on their farmland either, because this makes it harder for farmers to be able to rent space. Please don't touch me. And then over here, let me show you these boxes. I'll go in a moment, okay? I just want to show people what's being delivered to our farmland. And I let myself in, it was no one else, thank you. And here is all the solar panels. Bear in mind, these solar panels can't be recycled. So this is all future landfill. Look at the size of these things. And look at all the plastic wrap on there. Film me, sir. Yeah, my name's Katie Hopkins. I'm just trying to stand up for the countryside and the ridiculousness of net zero. These are the same solar panels that they're going to be putting up at the same time that they want to dim the sun. I hope you're enjoying this. This is Batshit Bonkers Britain. My name's Katie Hopkins. And then here, look at the state of this. This is what's so distressing, is the lie about net zero, the lie that this is good for us. And what's upsetting as well is that these guys are like angry with me. All I'm trying to do is show you. I'm just trying to show you what's been... I mean, this valley is so pretty. It's heartbreaking. Look at it. This is the rolling countryside that we belong to, that belongs to us. And this is what these vandals are doing to it. I don't blame the people. I don't blame the workers. People need a job. But this is disgusting. Sorry? I don't have access. Well, apparently I do. But I'm just showing people what's being done. You can't agree with this. You cannot possibly agree with this. I know it's your job. I know you need a job. But this is just absolute vandalism.
What are you doing right now? It's not safe.
I'm not safe. I'm typically not safe, honestly. I'm quite a dangerous person. It is heartbreaking. I pray to God reform get in. I pray we can roll back on this net zero bollocks.
Talking about last night. So the Labour Party have put this out on the socials. Nigel Farage is not on the side of working people. Labour is bringing change to Britain and making working people better off. No. But there's much more to do. Vote Labour on Thursday. Vote Labour, stop Reform UK. And there's the poster what they put out. Vote Labour, stop Reform UK. Show me you're absolutely shit scared to death of Reform UK and Nigel Farage without telling me that you are shit scared of fucking Nigel Farage and Reform UK. They're absolutely petrified. And that's all they seem to talk about. Absolutely frightened to death. And do you know the beauty of it? I think they've now looked at it and gone, do you know what? People are really pissed off with us. We cancelled winter fuel payments when we said we wouldn't. We've raised council taxes when we said we wouldn't. People are angry. We didn't think they'd be angry. People are fuming. Yes, people are fuming. And you are not going to get many votes either. And the only votes you think you're going to get are from people who are just not. I mean, seriously. But I find it hilarious that this party have been laughed at time and time and time and time again. Now, you've got to stop Reform UK. Got to stop them.
I don't have a clue who this man is. I don't know his name, so I can't give him credit for this video, and I cannot tag him in it at all. But listen to the question that he asks AI right now, and listen to the response that it gives to him.
If you were evil and wanted to destroy America, how would you do it?
If I wanted to destroy America, 1. Divide society. Encourage division across political, racial, and ideological lines, amplifying conflicts that create distrust and weaken national unity. 2. Weaken education. Gradually lower standards and shift focus away from critical thinking, creating a population that's more easily influenced and less informed. 3. Damage public health. Promote widespread use of unhealthy foods, chemicals, and pharmaceuticals, leading to chronic illness and dependency. 4. Break community bonds. Undermine family and community structures by fostering isolation and individualism over collective support. 5. Control the narrative. Limit free speech and censor alternative viewpoints, creating a culture where people fear speaking openly. This would erode resilience, leaving the nation open to influence and control.
Wow. I mean, this is just for entertainment purposes only, of course, TikTok. So, none of this sounds familiar at all, because it's only for entertainment. Oh, and if you're not following me yet, you flipping well should be. Come onto my page as well, tap this notification bell at the top and click all, so you don't miss none of my future uploads. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.
What in fact had taken place is that the 6 officers were beaten unconscious with big sticks. Their guns, all their guns, taken off them. All the ammunition and the spare guns in the BMWs, taken deep into Blackburn. The streets were absolutely chaotic. Young military-aged men running around everywhere, smashing windows, screaming that Britain is a racist country. Britain had failed to welcome them. Britain was discriminating against them. They didn't mention the fact that they'd been housed in 4-star hotels for 2.5 years for free, given free food, free... No, that suddenly went out of the window. They felt justified in doing what they had to do, because their prophet had said, the whole world will be Muslim, and anyone that fights you is a pig and a monkey. All the while, the very centre of Blackburn had been cordoned off with masked men manning checkpoints, roadblocks with burning tyres, carrying big sticks, many of them swords, machetes, knives, kitchen knives, baseball bats. All because they had to do this, they said. They had to create a safe space, a sanctuary for Muslims, away from all the bigotry and nastiness of all these far-right bigots. They promised that they would release the kidnapped police officers and give back the guns. They just had to hold them for now. They were telling us it was for the safety of the officers. They had to hold them for the safety of the officers because they didn't feel it was safe to put them back out on the street with those neo-Nazis out there. The government organised an emergency Cobra meeting, but by this stage, 7 members of the cabinet were Muslim, and they asked everyone for dialogue, to slow down. Do not send in the SAS. Do not send in the SBS. Do not encircle Blackburn with the British military. No, dialogue, especially on Islamophobia Legal Definition Day. We're not going to hurt anyone, they said. The various Muslim charities were asking for calm as well. Protests had risen up in many cities around the UK, and people were angry. They demanded the release of the 6 police officers. And again, it's important to note, all this is taking place within the first 90 minutes of the blood being thrown. The very same day, council leaders within Blackburn itself asked for the devolution of Blackburn, a kind of a mini Brexit, an exit away from Britain. They asked for the Muslim caliphate of Blackburn to be established before any police officers could be released. All the while, all the lefty press, all the communists, all the socialists appealing for calm. Do not act. Muslims are our brothers and sisters. We promise you, they're not going to try and take over the country. Maybe just Blackburn, just one city, guys. What is one city after all the damage that Britain's done in their countries over the years? Just give them one city, guys. We promise they'll give back the hostages. We promise. All the while, the government's scratching its head. How do we get 6 British police officers out, 2 of them female, when they're surrounded by 100,000 people who have now embedded women, children, and babies next to these police officers as human shields? Scratching their heads. How do we do it? How do we do it? Well, said many of the Muslim politicians, give them concessions. Maybe offer them Burnley or Bolton as well. Those are predominantly, in the centre, predominantly Muslim areas. Maybe this will pacify them, just appease them a little bit more. 4 hours after this, 25 armed men, armed with 2 assault rifles and a pistol, took over Burnley Town Hall and set up roadblocks around Burnley as well. And funnily enough, and then another 3,000 migrants arrived in Burnley, and they set up roadblocks all around the city centre as well. And they invited families to come in. Bring in your babies, your women, and your children. They'll never bomb us. They'll never try and do a hostage rescue with the babies that we have here. And by the end of the week, they took Bolton as well. Burnley, Bolton, Blackburn, all very close to each other, and they set up roadblocks, their own rules, Sharia law within there. No Englishman, no Brit was allowed in without written permission. They controlled everything. They cut the internet. They did everything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your fictionalized account of how quickly and how easily a beachhead, a front, a kind of stamp can be made on land. The Vikings did it in England about 1,000 years ago, 800 years ago. And they were vastly tiny in number compared to the people who consider this Dar al-Harb, the house of war. All the while, you thought you were making concessions to live in peace and harmony, and all the while you were being weak and making concessions. Your adversaries were planning on how to effectively take you over.
Yet another celebrity kid has come out as transgender, Robert De Niro's son.
Robert De Niro's daughter has come out as trans.
All right, hold up. She has struggled to make headway in Hollywood. This includes losing out on the role of Jules in Euphoria. Quick, time for a rebrand. Hollywood is one messed up place. A 422% surge in young Americans coming out as transgender over the course of just 10 years. Are we really to believe it's just an organic phenomenon? Or is it in fact clear proof of social...
Oh my God, this is a devastating blow for this man's mission to spend billions upon billions of pounds of our money. We have gone from sea levels are rising at record speed due to sea levels are actually lowering because Antarctica's ice sheet has grown, yes, grown for the first time in decades. Sci-Fi Tech Daily have issued an article that reports ice has been melting for the last decade, causing sea levels to rise, but there is now a record-breaking increase in Antarctica's ice sheet's overall mass, which is going to cause sea levels to, yes, lower. Look at this picture. 1979 on the left, 2024, December 2024 on the right. Now, this is a bit strange, as this man and people like him have been saying for years now that this could and never would happen again. So, Mr. Ed, please explain this for us all. And can we all have a guess and put in the comments what we all think will be his next hugely exaggerated world problem, so as to ensure people like him can keep wasting our hard-earned taxes on simply rubbish.
Ha! Would you look at that? Whilst Europe's suffering blackouts for attempting to go green by 2030, nuclear breakthrough, China's experimental reactor refuels without shutting down, taking the world closer towards limitless energy. As everyone said, we need to go nuclear, But instead, the people that are in charge, suddenly they all want to do, we need to go green, we need all these solar panels. They admitted to getting rid of like deforestation to put down solar panels. Does it make sense? It does, because then you know who's actually got all their investments within all this eco-green friendly stuff. And guess what? They're not in your best interests. Let's have a look. So scientists in Gansu province in the country's west have achieved the milestone of reloading fuel to an operational nuclear fission reactor whilst it was running. Don't have a clue what that means, but it sounds fucking promising. Let's have a look and see what else it says. Okay, now it's been drawn out in crayon, I understand. The achievement shows fission reactors can run and be refueled continuously, potentially offering a constant source of power generation. Drawing upon the declassified US research, Chinese engineers began constructing the experimental machine back in 2018. Oh, wow. So they basically got handed it on a plate. And whilst Europe is struggling to even... I mean, we're having blackouts. And as I said, all this eco-friendly stuff and all this kind of stuff. Global warming, when was it meant to end us? About 30 odd years ago. I'm not seeing anything. In fact, we're only just getting good weather now. We're coming out of an ice age. As I said, go and have a look at all these people that they do a meeting, the G7 meeting, to talk about global warming. They built a 7-mile road through the Amazon rainforest to get to the meeting. That's all you need to know. Look at the investors in that. Can't say their names on here because I've tried saying their names before, but you know who the big investors are and who want to go green. It's because they've got the investments going, baby. They need that. They need it to succeed. But China, the superpower, they're taking over, baby.